How often do you have to sit down and get something written versus just letting it come to you? This is the perfect day to talk about that. First of all, the word writer is an active word. So to be a writer, you have to write all the time. If not, you are someone who has written. So you want to be a writer, you got to write all the time. Now, 20 years ago on this day, on September 11th, I was a writer on a show called King of the Hill. I remember that morning we all got a call from the producer saying, don't come into work today. The nation's under attack. And, we were glued to the TV. It was just horrific. And then next morning we had to go to work. And I remember driving to work and making eye contact with the people next to me. And just, we were all thinking and feeling the same thing. It was just this incredible, emotional thing where everywhere you looked, everyone was in mourning and grief. It was just horrible. Then we go up to work. And I remember being in the writer's room, about 20 of us in the writer's room. And for the next 2 hours, we were just talking and mourning and just grieving together, right? But then after the couple hours, it was like, well, I guess we have to go to work. We have to do our job. And our job was to write comedy and say funny things. And none of us were in the mood. It was just, it felt sacrilegious. It felt disrespectful. It felt wrong to be making levity on this day. And for the next several weeks, we all felt that way. It felt like, people had died and their families, they were grieving. And there would be generations of grief most likely passed down from generation to the next because of this awful thing that had happened. It didn't feel right to be making comedy at all, but that was our job. And so we would sit down. I remember someone would pitch a joke or a storyline and no one would laugh. Someone would just say, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Instead of a laughter, that's what you would get. Yeah, we can do that. That's a good idea. We can do that. And so that's the message I'm getting across. Like, if you want to be a writer, you can't wait for inspiration. There are days you do not want to write, but it is an active verb. You have to be writing all the time if you want to become a professional writer, or even if you just want to be a better writer. And in that process, you will discover things. Even though it may not be your best work, it is work, and it betters your work, okay? For more on how to be a TV writer, or just how to be a better writer, or maybe a more sensitive person, you can follow me here and on Instagram, @MichaelJaminWriter.